All right, it says we're live.
I'll take the blame this week.
Hi,
Kipper
Bob.
was talking about cars blowing up and had us all terrified, but he got us talked down now.
I ramped them up, and I had to bring them back off the ledge.
So, so Susie, as you all probably know, is still sick, and she didn't stream tonight, or she told me she wasn't going to, so I didn't look for her. And haven't heard from Pam, so it's got the three amigos tonight. And we all have beards. I could go put on a hat. I'll do that at intermission.
Will it be a hat just like our hat?
It might be. I don't know what kind of hat that is. Damn it. 225.
Oh. I picked 16 for Bo Jackson.
So the only way to get these hats is if you saw him at a fish event, Bentley Pascal.
Yeah, Bentley gave one.
I'll have one better than that, though. I'll have a Tennessee Fish Mafia or a Science Scout.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So who's in here? Let me see who's in here. People are starting to come in. There's Trash Cat. There's Huawei posting. Don't forget, guys, there's a GoFundMe going for Dusty for his wife that's in hospice, and they could use our help. And there is Huawei. Fish Police says, Mr. Taylor, let's talk about your pacus. So there's a topic. Hey, Dennis, Jenny Lynn, and Dragon Lair, Mike's Aquatics and Things.
Mike's my friend.
Mike is, yep. I've been talking to Mike and the reptile people in our. We have one like the Tennessee Fish Mafia, but a private chat for reptiles, and we were talking about that it would be appropriate. Well, Mike suggested it, but for the Brian Barczyk guy that's in hospice, he's a huge reptile guy. For people that don't know, hey Brad. But anyway, he's near the end, and the video he put out was really. It was so sad, but it was inspiring because that's the way Brian is. He just inspires you. And his son went on and did his stream today, and did an awesome job. Awesome job. And both of his sons were at the end of it, talking about how things were going to continue and all that.
He's a real nice guy.
I
got to interview him with Aquashella. And, you get to see kind of the behind the scenes when you're interviewing people, like before the show and after the show. And he was real thankful and nice and everything.
Brian Barczyk?
Yep.
Oh, maybe we can borrow some of your footage, Ed.
It's Aquashella footage.
I know that
from Aquashella.
I know that was one fella that was the same on and off screen. That guy loved animals so much.
Yeah.
Like it's like we all love animals, but this guy's energy was I can't even explain it. Like it was off the charts. And getting to see a lot of his stuff really got me interested into reptiles. I've not pulled the plug yet, but I loved watching his stuff. And if a lot of you don't know, he does have a fish side to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They are building. When he was getting sick, they're building an aquarium that he wanted to build. So that's going to be pretty neat. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be awesome.
They were trying to get a part of it finished before, for a while he can still see it. But and I'm sure they're working on that night and day. But hey, Alec. Hey, Brad again.
So
there's the link to that video, Ed.
Yeah. What was Brad's original name on here?
Mr. Fish, sir.
Yeah.
He says, "Why are you not returning my phone calls?"
He doesn't return mine either, Brad. So don't feel.
Well, for starters, I haven't been keeping my ringer on, which I should. But somebody called. Oh, Garcia called me yesterday, and I didn't realize he was calling me, but it was sitting next to me in the car, and I saw it light up. I'm sorry, Brad. I haven't checked my phone. Oh, he called me yesterday at 12:43. Oh, Danikin called me at 1:30 or 1:23. I missed his call too.
He's gonna cuss you out.
But look, I'm sorry, Brad. I was in Cleveland yesterday shopping at that time.
I need to catch up with Brad. I haven't seen him since we saw him. His family and who all was there? Susan? When we went to Alabama?
No, I think it was Robert and James.
Okay, you're right.
I gotta say hello to Jeffro's Fishkeeping. How you doing, brother? It's great to see you in here.
Hey, Jeffro, welcome.
Hey, Jeffro.
What is up? Well, this is just the Tennessee Fish Mafia, and sometimes we have a guest such as yourself. I'd like to get you on, and we have up to, I think we only have like 8 panel members now. We had 10, but 8's plenty. And a couple people are out sick tonight, and there are a couple people that are infrequent. So our core group is Susie Q and Pam and us 3, I guess. Yeah. So we always have a good panel, and sometimes we actually talk about fish.
Ooh, sorry to hear that, Brad. I hope you get better, bud.
I am sick with my liver. Oh no.
You ever had the problem?
Not feeling good?
Yeah, his liver. Well, I hope you can get it figured out. Have you ever had so many ideas going on in your head of what you want to do, you cannot get it straight?
Well, or projects going kind of along that line, and I just tell myself, now today I'm going to do, and I end up getting nothing done because I just can't decide what to get going. But today I've got to get in my reptile room. I'm way behind in there.
That happened to me today. I had to unfortunately tear down a tank. I had a tank in the laundry room for a long time, and all of a sudden, the fish, there was a betta in there. It died. And I'm like, man, what the hell? It's very healthy. I was feeding it and everything. And then, unfortunately, Mark Shelley's shrimp that I got off of him passed away.
Oh, no.
So I'm trying to
figure
it out. All of them did. And I think I know why. You know, whenever they tell you not to tap the glass on a fish tank, what it does?
Yeah.
Well, whenever you find out there's a constant vibration going through the cabinet because of the dryer, there's nothing wrong with the water. Everything was good.
Hey, Nancy.
That's the only thing I could figure out because I was in there doing laundry today, and I haven't put nothing in there since that happened. And I put my hand on that tank, and I was like, nope, it has to go. It's killing them. The constant vibration.
You know, I guess if you have to put your fish on your dryer, maybe you should go for like some fish that live in the rapids or something, really rough water.
It wasn't on the dryer. It was just there was vibration going through the cabinet itself. I have washer and dryer, and there was a little like countertop there, and it just some reason it just started. The vibrations what took them out. That's the only thing I could figure. I'm like, what the hell? I just can't get a break here.
Hi, Nancy.
Yes, to answer your question, Nancy, I became an honorary Tennessee person. Oh boy, it's been a while, Bob. Quite a few years ago, we'll say.
Oh no, Brad.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Well, when you get ready to start back up, just let us know. We've all got fish that we can share around for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Some of mine came from you, actually.
Yeah, I mean, when you get sick, unfortunately, that can happen. I remember when I got really sick for a few days. It wasn't good. It was like the fish head. It was like sympathy. They ended up getting sick with me, and I didn't know it. And it took them out.
I think I went 3 or 4 months without seeing my fish when I was having my heart surgeries. And my dad had to take care of them the whole time. Now, Rob, he offered to come and take care of them once a week, even my fish store owner. It's like, how? What a nice guy. But I told him I wouldn't do it because that'd just be terrible to do to somebody. But when I got down there for the first time, I used to have like duckweed in 3 or 4 tanks. I had duckweed in probably 45 tanks. I think my dad probably just put his fingers in every tank with the duckweed all over his hand.
He probably forgot about the duckweed net. I have an actual net, a Pacific net that I use in them tanks to scoop it out, and that's the only net that's used for. Is them? It's 2 tanks now. Finally got to take one of them. I got to figure out what I need to do to get rid of it. Just put a damn goldfish in there and take care of it.
Yeah, barbs like it too. My big barbs love it. Some of the cichlids like it. So I always just throw it in the 180. I put like a big net in there every week. Or not a big net, but an average size net, scoop full. Well,
my son, this was last year before the fish rack. I really kicked it off. I had a tank that just I couldn't get rid of it, and what I did was he ended up getting like 6 freaking goldfish at the fair. I put them in the tank, and I just dumped that duckweed in there with them, and they took care of it. I didn't have to feed them. That's all I fed them.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate part is the life expectancy on them fish, because they're not very well taken care of because they're bred too much. They're not strong genes. They lasted for a while, but unfortunately, in a way, I was kind of glad that, they passed away, because them things get up to 16 inches long, and I just ain't got a pond for them for that.
Yeah, they do get big, and then their waste, there's a lot of waste from them. Skipper, you don't have a furry thing you can pick up like Ed and I do? While you talk to that poor dog.
Ruger.
Fish eats green string algae.
That makes you didn't want to be put down.
Oh, I know worm doesn't.
How about this
one? Oh,
boy.
What a
Look.
What is he got in him? Black and tan hound?
No, this is a charcoal lab.
Really? Yeah, I see the color in his face. Wow.
I wish I could pet him.
I'll be sitting on the recliner. He thinks he's a lap dog. Like, he was just staring at me one day. Matter of fact, it was yesterday, and I'm like, all right, just get up here. And I got this dog laying on my chest.
Do you ever let people come by and visit and pet your dogs?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I got 3 labs. He's the dad. Hershey, I don't know where she went. Hershey, come. Remy, come. All right, so there's the mother. She's a silver lab. That's the dad. Remy, come here. And this is the baby. What does a
silver lab mean?
It's just a color morph or whatever you want to call it. And he's a charcoal. That's one of their kids that we kept.
Did you sell the other children?
The other first litter was 8. The second litter was 9. So the other 16, yes. And I gave one to my dad for Christmas.
Oh, that's awesome. What's its name?
Damn it, I just forgot it.
He couldn't think of my name before we went live. Yazzie heard you say you wanted to come by and visit. I think he thought you meant here, Ed.
What's up, Yazzie?
I'm afraid of Yazzie.
I'm not.
He said you better damn well be too.
I ain't scared of it.
Skipper don't know, does he? He's got that bad eye now, so his judgment's off. He'll tear you up.
It means he may like me then.
He stood right next to me, though, in line. It's just as soon as he notices that I'm looking at him or going to pet him, he, like,
Yeah.
all these teeth come out.
Yeah,
I mean, that dog has teeth like a chainsaw.
he does.
Why can't I think of that name of that dog now? That's going to bug me.
That poor guy that was in the Knoxville Aquarium one time. I don't remember if you were with me there yet or not, if we were together, but I had him in there carrying him around, and some guy looked at him wrong, and he tracked him all around, and he'd be at the other end of the store and look over at him, and he would try to tear him up, try to get down. Yazzie holds a grudge, don't you? He's wanting to know where Pam is, probably. Pam's not on here. Maybe tonight. She was talking last night about going tonight, so we'll see. She's getting over a bad cold, you know.
I had to ask my son because that dog really likes him. It's Sage.
Oh.
Now, does your dogs ever get to see that dog?
They used to, yeah.
Do they realize that they're family, or do they hate each other because they don't remember each other?
It's weird. Across the street is one of their sons that lives over there. He'd come right over and they don't care. They're very good parents. One time I was laying on the couch with the first litter. All of a sudden, I got a dog jumping the gate and putting puppies on my chest so she can lay on the couch with me. I had 8 puppies on me.
She didn't want to leave her puppies behind.
Yeah. But normally, when a mother dog does that, means that they trust you very much.
Terry?
You're their alpha dog.
That
Terry.
too.
Well, now, does your dogs ever go over to their house and say hi?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's sad.
No, they don't have a fenced-in yard.
Oh, okay, got you.
I'm going to blow this up a minute to show y'all something. Oh, God. Jump scared. Come here, Terry.
Hello, Lumpy Dog.
Hi, Lumpy.
Hey, Jeff. Another Jeff, Lumpy Dog. Come on. Come on. Oh, my God.
After you're done, we have a fish question. I'll remember it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
How many freaking dogs do you have?
This is my newest dog. This is Terry. And she and Worm are real life sisters. Real life sisters. There were 3 of these, you know, at the Ark last November, or November 22. And Terry, the black and white one, went with their 3rd sister, Candy, to North Carolina, Waynesville. But she hadn't been working out over there. And the other dog, the sister, gets along great with the dog they already had. So she wanted her to come back, but she only wanted me to have her. And I said, that's cool, because I would adopt her anyway, because it was hard for me to decide which one to get when I got Worm. And you can see Worm is really glad she's back.
Right.
Worm.
So,
Do they ever, like, sit next to each other when they're not on you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They took right up with each other, but Terry's quite a bit bigger than her. You can kind of tell all over. But she's a lot shorter than Worm. So she's more like a pug, bulldog kind of dog. But yeah, they sleep on each side of my head on the pillow, and Terry tries to steal her food and stuff, like always. That's why Worm, I think, was so small. The other 2 would always steal her food. Anyway, so I have 5 dogs and 5 cats now in the house. So fun. This one gets along with everybody, and today's the first time I left her along with Floyd the parrot. He stays out all the time. He hasn't been in his cage in like 3 weeks now. So she doesn't care anything about the bird. Oh, all right. Sorry.
So I got an unfortunate story that happened in the county I live in. It's hold on a second.
I think he needs to get some Kleenexes to get through the story.
That's what I'm thinking.
This gives everybody the opportunity to either mute their TVs or get a handkerchief.
So, and it has to do with dogs.
Hey, Dusty.
Hello, Dusty. I hope everything's going good for you, bud. So, there was a recent, what do they call it, animal cruelty, but there was other stuff put with it. When there was a then there was there was 90 dogs that was kept in a house. They were all males, all of different breeds, and it was like they were doing they were collecting these dogs and not really taking care of them. So they had to go and confiscate all of them, and they had to take them to the Bedford County Humane Society. And it's just sad that somebody would do that. Collect the male dog of a lot of breeds. A lot of them were smaller. Some were big. There was a Burmese mountain dog and stuff like that. It's just sad that people would do something like that and not take good care of their animals. Like 90 dogs? Like, why would you get a male of each breed? And the other sad part about it was the dog pens were stacked on top of each other in the house, the kennels. And that's what they kept them in. So it was just crazy. I couldn't believe it. People like that need,
What's the backstory? I mean, why?
They never really gave a backstory. They were just saying that these people were collecting these dogs and hoarding them. Some of the dogs, they took the claws out of the front. Yeah, it's so weird. So freaking weird. But on the upside of it is they've been rescued. They're getting very well taken care of. A lot of people are going up to that Humane Society and volunteering, taking care of these dogs. You have pet groomers and everything else that are that's crazy. Pet groomers and everything else that are donating their time to help bath the dogs, groom them, and they're not charging anything. Bunch of people, like there's truckloads of food coming in, so the community's helping out. So that's the best part about it. The vets are helping take care of them, ain't charging a lot. So that part of the story, there's an upside to it. And they're finding homes, foster homes, and other impermanent homes now, too.
Did they have any chocolate labs?
Yeah.
Or charcoal labs?
They had labs. Bob, you're muted. But, yeah, they were, yeah. They had labs, too.
Well, did they go to jail or something? Or what happened to the people?
Oh, yeah, they're sitting in county right now. They ain't getting out.
They should be put in little pins on top of each other.
Yeah, I agree.
So is it like a family of people, not just like one crazy old man or woman? Or
it was a couple. It didn't give a lot of detail about family history or nothing like that. Pam's here.
She's not backstage unless she's invisible.
She's in chat. Oh, shoot. I was drawing and totally lost track of time.
There's Larry D.
Hey, Larry. Well, you're just right on time, Pam, because we're out of topics, and we're going to let you pick it up from here.
There was a question in chat. What fish eats hair allergy?
Oh, I saw that. I said it earlier from Brad.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't hear you.
American flagfish, I think, are the best. But My mollies have done it too.
Mhm.
Those Chinese algae eaters. Is
The-
that the one, or is it the one that looks just like them?
It's you're talking about the
Flying foxes or something
yeah,
they're called?
the true Siamese algae eaters.
Siamese.
Yeah, it's not the Chinese ones, but it's the other one.
But I tell you, American flagfish are crazy good at eating anything green and soft. They'll eat all your soft plants too. But I had a tank that had been taken over in hair allergy, and I pulled all the fish out because I was going to just try to rip through the whole thing. But this one, I had a whole tank of flagfish, and one of the top male kind of dominates, and he's like at the top. Well, this other male wanted to get up there, and he got all beat up by that one. So he was all beat up. So I put him in that tank all by himself, and he ate all that algae within like a week or two, and he was completely healthy and perfect.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then I took him to my fish store because I didn't want to put him back in that other tank and get into another fight.
Bob, have you done a tour of your fish lately? I mainly see you doing reptiles. I haven't really gone around and done a tour of the fish. I'm down to 20, I don't know, low 20s tanks. I had 24, and I think I broke 2 more down, so 22 tanks, and from 84. So I don't have nearly 20 tanks. Is still plenty to take care of, but I don't have nearly the stuff to look at that I used to have. But I do still have salt. But yeah, I'm using all the tanks as I convert them for reptiles, and so I'm still doing both. I'll always have fish, of course, but I really, really love the reptiles.
We had I wish I would have thought of it, but we ended up getting bad weather that day. There was a reptile show Saturday. It was about 30 minutes away. I was supposed to go to a fish swap that day, but they canceled and rescheduled it, and I didn't think about this reptile show.
They have a Repticon in Atlanta this weekend. Of course, it finished up today, but I thought about going, but I'm going to wait and go to. It's going to Knoxville in 2 weeks, so I'm going to just go up there. It's a lot easier drive than that Atlanta drive. And I sent Ed. I saw you saw that thing I sent you, Ed. I think it's a exotic pet thing. It's going to be in Chattanooga in a 3 months or something.
That
You guys have
might be
snow?
Oh yeah, I got about
Not
8.
us.
What
I
did
want
you
to say I got about close to 10 inches of snow from that storm.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, we was getting an inch an hour from like 1 to 8 o'clock. It was crazy.
We're supposed to be getting snow in a couple hours again, but we've still got snow on the ground from New Year's Eve when it snowed.
Wow. See, that's how it used to be here, but it's just been so mild lately that when this storm hit, I knew we was getting it. It's
really cold.
It's 33 here. Earlier, it got up into the 40s and it just started melting stuff.
You guys, it's 16 here, and you're complaining because it's 33?
Listen, you're having a warm front right now.
It's almost freezing here.
Tomorrow, we're supposed to have a high of like 13, I think, and a low of like 3 degrees, something like that. It's going to be cold tomorrow.
Well, only thing I have to do tomorrow, I'm off, is take Yazzie it's been 3 or 4 weeks for his eye appointment, and his eye's looking real good. It's constant medicines, 3 medicines now, several times a day, well, 3 or 4 times a day. He goes tomorrow at 11.
Oh, hush, Sam.
What'd Sam say?
He said it's a frigid 50 degrees there.
Right.
They said there's a chance of snow not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting snow starting, I think, at about 11 o'clock tonight. Yeah, about 11 o'clock. It's going to snow until about 5 o'clock, 5 a.m.
Can't wait till 10 days is over with so I
Oh,
can
and
see some
then
snow.
tomorrow we have a high of 16 and a low of 1. 1 degree tomorrow.
This is
I
going to be
ain't
the
gonna lie.
worst 10 days of my life.
Why?
Waiting to see if we get snow in 2 Tuesdays from now.
It's just,
We're supposed to get down to like 7 degrees tonight.
I'm glad we don't have that anymore here like that. We just
Everything
don't-
shuts down here when there's flurries or anything. And so
Yep.
I got to make sure I have everything I need to do before the snow comes on Tuesday.
It's the county buses and the county roads is the main reason they do it. Because they sure didn't used to do it. We could get 8 or 10 inches and we would be like, well, are we out of school or not? 'Cause you'd think it'd just be automatic, but sometimes we'd have to go. Crazy.
Hickson shuts down their schools if it gets to 33 degrees because the kids don't have winter jackets here anymore.
Oh, shoot. When I had my kids in school in Montana, I got down to minus 52 and they didn't shut the school down. And I would take my daughter to school and in the middle of blizzards. And I actually, one time I was taking her to school and I had some people pass me on cross country skis.
so there's a difference now. Even whenever I was in school, they used to heat with coal. They don't no more. So the way that they heat the schools, they can't get it heated up enough, and that's why when it's freezing cold out, they'll have delays, or they will shut school down.
Oh, okay. I always wondered what the delay was about. Never knew who to ask.
See, we used to have it because of the roads. It gave them enough time to clean them off, and then we would go to school. But now it's because of temperatures sometimes, too. Like if it's going to be like, we'll say it's 33 now. If it's going to be 33 tomorrow, because of the weekend, they may have turned the temperature down. They may have a delay tomorrow. It's stuff like that. It's geothermal heating around here now.
Oh, really? Settle down.
What?
Terry.
Why don't you just lay here like you normally do?
Pam, did you see Mike and I chatting in Reptiles about Brian Barchuk?
Yeah.
Is that something you might be able to help him and Susie with?
I might be able to. I don't know.
Okay.
I can try.
Now,
We're talking about doing like a memorial or a tribute to him because people have been doing them since he made that first video. And I bet I've seen 50 today. Some are just shorts and some are 10 minutes. And a lot of people have footage of him where they went to visit him or he came to visit them. So I don't have anything like that. That's why I asked you if we could use your footage, Ed.
yeah, I would give it to you if I had it, but it's all I was working for Aquashella, so it's all on their stuff.
And they actually released a video today. Aquashella did on him.
Did they? I didn't see that one.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but they have. It's about his talk about the aquarium build.
Now, with that name, Burchak, do you think he was Czech?
I forget how it's spelled. Do you know how it's spelled, Ed?
I don't. Let's see if Wyway can spell it for us real quick.
Yeah. It's something like BARCZCYZK or something. That's not
Well,
it.
if there's a Z in it, it's probably Czech.
Hey, Linda.
So I may have been related to the guy even. I should have asked him.
Right.
There's not many Czechs in this world.
In the world or in the U.S.?
It's in
the
the
world.
chat. Sam's too slow.
I think there's like 6,000 or 6 million or 7 million Czechs in the world.
I put his full name in the chat.
Oh yeah, that's a Czech name for sure.
There you go.
I wish I had a Z in my last name.
You can change it, Ed.
Oh, I don't want to because it's how they spell it.
I had an uncle that changed his to a K for Kayler instead of C.
So, Pam, do you got any new projects for the new year with fish or anything?
No, not yet.
What were your resolutions, Pam? I was going to make a point to ask you.
My resolutions just to be the same sweet, cuddly person I've always been.
Never change, Pam. Never change.
Well, that should be easy.
Yeah, I almost believe that too.
Nico, and he went under my chair. He's trying to get into the cabinet behind me. You hear that?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
Ibby's been getting in the cabinet, but it's got, I don't know how he gets in unless he releases the child safety lock inside the door, but he can't get back out. So he sits in there and bangs it. Bam, 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 let me out.
Oh, Mario's not looking too good today, but I'll keep an eye on him. But, you know, he's 15 years old now, so what can you do?
Does he still go outside?
He goes out briefly, not for very long.
Yeah.
Now, is that cat?
Yeah, that's my cat.
Yeah, I remember you.
He's an ornery cat.
He's a shapeshifter is what he is.
Well, last night he usually sleeps at my feet. And last night I went to go to bed and he was up by my pillow, which is very odd for him. And he didn't move at all. And I was really worried about it. But then I went to pet him and he hooked me with his claw on the top of my hand. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's still Mario.
Like, not so fast.
Well, that's funny.
But he's looking kind of rough. And I'm afraid he's not going to be around for too much longer. I don't know how long cats normally live, but I think he's getting old.
Holly Caruth, the old calico, she was 12 when I got her back from the lady, and that's been almost 10 years, so she's over 20.
Good grief, dog.
20.
I think average is 10 to 20, somewhere in there.
Wow.
So yours is over.
You might have to brush him a little bit if he'll let you.
Yeah, his fur's looking kind of rough. Like,
Same with Holly. She let me brush her, though, with like the dog's wire brush. She likes it. She's not grooming herself much right now either. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I couldn't have a cat in this house. Not with
And
these.
why is your wife allergic?
No, actually, another reason. I got two reasons. My dogs and my daughter. I think my daughter's allergic.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, she'll go over to the family, my wife's cousin's house. You know, she'll cuddle them and everything. Come back, her eyes will be swollen. So I told her not. She was over there this past weekend. I told her not to mess with the cats, and she didn't. She came back home fine.
It's probably easier to adopt off children than it is cats.
I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. We had a cat once. The wife brought it home from a barn. We had a Rottweiler Bull Mastiff and a Pit Bull. Them dogs loved the cat. It was licking itself, and it had a rocket. I said, get rid of it. She goes, why? I said, it's going to spray everywhere. We got 2 male dogs and a male cat. No, it ain't happening. So we had to get rid of it because I knew what was going to happen. It was stunk so bad.
Yeah.
Because at the time, we didn't have the money to go get it, neutered. And my male pit bull, he wasn't neutered yet. So it just would have been, a mess. So we had to find a new home.
I understand.
I had to do that with the cat I had when I was a teenager. My mother made me get rid of him. His name was Dusty.
Oh, wow.
He was a Siamese cat.
Ooh.
He was looking for love. Bob, how many dogs do you have now? Trash cat, I have 5. Did you see Terry Jo a while ago? Her name's already Terry, but she needs a middle name, a southern name, something added Joe to it.
I used to work on a farm. Of course, we always had our barn cats, right? We'd feed them some milk and stuff. Well, there was this one cat. It was a wild one, but she was tamed to where my uncle trained her, but I ended up training one of her kittens to do the same thing. Where while we were milking, changing the milkers out, the cat would lay across our neck and just hang out there while we was milking, like a fur
on
coat.
the cow.
No, my neck.
Oh,
it would lay
Nico
across
does that
every time, and we would milk, and it just would stay right there. Well, unfortunately, I had to put the cat down because it got really sick, and I ended up, because her one kitten was showing the same things like her behavior. So what I did was I caught the kitten and I took care of it in the barn, and ended up training her to do that. So she did what her mother did. So it was pretty cool.
My grandpa had a dairy farm, and of course they had a ton of cats out in the barn. And Grandma worked at a nursing home. So while she was at work one day, Grandpa decided that they had too many cats and he was going to get rid of some of them because she would just think that the coyotes got them or something anyway, because they were always disappearing.
Yeah.
So he shot like 6 or 7 of them. And then he buried them. They had like a circular driveway with a center island thing. And he dug up that area and buried them in that center island. And went back in the house and didn't think any more of it. And before she got home from work, their dog dug them all up and lined them up in the driveway.
Oh, man.
And she was mad.
She lit
see
up.
that coming. Oh, my gosh. Well, at least he buried them.
Yeah. Well, the dog dug them up. So.
Oh, my gosh. That's
Did
crazy.
he shoot the dog?
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Did he shoot the dog, Pam?
No. She was pretty mad at him for quite a while. He was in the doghouse.
He had to make his own dinner.
Yep.
Listen, back in the day, I know how that went. When you upset your wife, back in the day, you either cooked yourself or you starved.
Yep.
You're right.
Oh man, it's so funny because my wife's parents, they're pretty old fashioned, right? When this was back in 2013, when I finally asked my wife to marry me, and it was kept a secret from her mother. Well, her mother got so freaking mad because I did ask her dad. I did it the proper way. And she goes, you know what? You're going to be cooking your own breakfast tomorrow. I said, listen, hold up. I said, now you have to cook him breakfast because it's my fault that he kept a secret from. I said, "Don't do that to him." I said, "My God, that boy will starve."
That's funny.
I said, "That boy will starve, man. Don't do that to him." Oh man, the good old days.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I had a great uncle that shot my dog. I didn't know it till I was maybe 20. I wish they hadn't told me. He used to go with me over to the farm. This was over in Athens, Ed, and I'd ride my bicycle up there for the weekends and stay, and he would go with me and come back. But we lived in an apartment, and so he had to stay out. My mother wouldn't let him in. I would sneak him in when she was at work, but she saw his footprints or something. I don't know how, but he got bored while I was at school and would go over there and run his cows.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
my great aunt told me years later after he died that he shot him and buried him. But I looked for him for weeks. I mean, I went around calling, riding my bicycle.
Yeah, it's rough. We had I remember, well, it wasn't our first dog. We had 2 other dogs before this one, but it was my dog or the kid's dog. You know what I mean? The other dogs, we were real little that mom and dad had. And we called him Buddy. Come to find out, he was mixed with Lab, Golden Retriever, and he had Coyote in him.
Coyote, wow.
Yes, because it was a farm dog, so it was kept outside. A Coyote came in and bred with it. She was Lab and Golden Retriever mixed. Well, we didn't know it for the longest time. We loved being outside. When he got older, this dog got a mane on him across his shoulders, like it was real thick fur. And that dog could break a chain. You know the ones that you get from the store, the metal chains for dogs?
Yeah.
It wouldn't hold him. Like if he seen something, or like if somebody pulled into the driveway, and like dogs know, okay, and cats do too. They know, right? Well, this dog busted that chain and went after this car that pulled in. We had to get a heavier chain for him. But come to find out, he was mixed with Coyote. This dog was awesome. Best dog that I've ever owned. Like I'll never forget him. His name was Bud. And he actually survived. So it wasn't really a tornado, but a tornado went through the area. And there was this 10 by 10 shed behind his dog pen because we had to keep him outside because of how he was. Wintertime, we'd bring him in. And this shed went through his dog pen. I come home, and I'm like, oh, man, where's the dog? I was expecting worse. He got out. He survived this thing and got into the shed and took cover. The other shed. The big garage. And it was just, that dog was just, he was bulletproof. He was amazing.
Wow.
Well, somebody shot at Nico. They better expect some bullets back.
Oh, yeah.
They better shoot at me, too.
I saw, of course, I get all kinds of dog and cat things. The ARC does, being a shelter. And I saw a thing reminding people to keep their dogs and cats in, especially when it's cold, because when the wildlife supplies, rabbits and birds and stuff like that, decreases when it's really cold. Coyotes come in closer and they're braver, and dogs and cats are food for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I babysat a house sat for a buddy in the military. He went out to California. He had a cat and a dog, him and his family. Hello, Craig. And one night, I laid down in bed in the guest room. I was getting ready to go to sleep. And I felt this, you know what cats do when they're making their bed? When you're in between the awake and sleep and REM, and you feel that, you freak the hell out. Let's just say, unfortunately, the cat hit the wall because I didn't know what the hell it was. And but he came back and he slept at my feet. So it was a pretty cool cat. Their dog, I went to go feed him or her, and she wouldn't let me near. She wouldn't let me near the dog box. I'm like, well, then I guess you're going to sleep there tonight. Fortunately, there was straw and stuff in the dog box. I showed up the next day after work. That was my best friend. Because I realized who was feeding him. And I went to the house. I hung out at the house and everything for a while before I did it. So the animals get used to me. It was just crazy.
It's different kinds of shelters have different kinds of, like right now the Ark, well, not right now, but for the last few years it's been owner surrender only, and that's an effort to keep people's pets out of the two municipal shelters that do have to kill pets for lack of space. And people don't think about that when they're breeding puppies or they give a dog up because it jumped on them or, something. But our two most common are pretty much neck and neck. I track it every year, and I haven't done it for last year, but it's people that are going in a nursing home or in rehab from having a hip surgery, but it's old people that and their family won't take their pet. And the second most common, believe it or not, in this day and age is doctors still tell ladies they shouldn't be scooping cat litter if they're pregnant. So there's a whole bunch of things that have to happen for that to be a problem. And the easiest way to prevent any problem 100% is just to have dad scoop the litter, or the lady to wear a mask that really works against airborne stuff. But
or don't scoop the litter, just dump it in a trash can.
Yeah. Well,
I'd do whatever it takes to keep my cat.
It has to be, poop has to be in the litter. There's a whole thing about it. The poop has to be in the litter pan for 24 hours. It takes that long for the stuff that they can inhale and cause problems to the fetus at the first trimester, the first 3 months. But if it's only been there 20 hours, there's no issue. So, but yeah, the cat has to have eaten a blackbird that was carrying, I think it's, what is this stuff? Somebody will know what it is. Is he streaming now or no? Now. Okay.
I never heard of what you're talking about there.
Yeah, they have to eat a blackbird. There was a thing of maybe 15 years ago about blackbirds carrying this, and it could cause meningitis in people. And if you found a dead bird, a blackbird, you were supposed to call the...
There, Alec got it. Toxoplasmosis.
Toxoplasmosis, yeah. That's it. Thank you, Alec. Yeah, and women, if it's spread, it's airborne. So if women get it in their first trimester, it can affect the fetus. But they have to have eaten a bird that had it, and it's there, so the cat's carrying it. They have to poop it out. It has to have been there for 24 hours. So a whole chain of things have to happen. So doctors, rather than say that, just say, well, you can't have a cat or you can't scoop the litter. So that for cats, that's hell,
Never knew.
Well, I've heard different things like that. Like my brother, when he went on dialysis, he had to give up his sparrows because there's something on birds that he couldn't have birds around where he was doing dialysis.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, this is not an immunity thing or anything. It's just that when a lot of old doctors don't really know, they haven't re-educated themselves. So I've never had a doctor call me up, but I tell people, and I have an article actually at the Ark that I have copies of. That's like a CDC article that has the facts on it.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it came out and everybody panicked and everybody thinks that you absolutely, if you're pregnant, you can't have a cat and da 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 now.
Yeah. Well, what's wrong with the man scooping the litter for the first 3 months and then it's no problem?
Exactly.
Well, but what's the point of getting married?
But you know how many people that have cats, that have kids, that they're indoor cats, you know, that.
Yeah. Alex writes, you can test the cat. I've told people that too. It's actually in that article, but they don't want to spend the money for the test. They just want somebody else to take. And in our area, I don't know how it is other places, but in the South, pets are disposable. And people are raised that way, and it's a cultural thing, and it's taken forever to change that. But you just get rid of them. You get rid of them. It's like getting a new pair of shoes or something. It's really sad.
Dad, I got to tell you something after this.
Oh, that's all I was going to say. And Kenny's going, it's live, I think, so we got to get off here. What? Oh, after this?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just thought of something about tomorrow.
Because it's something, it's just a temporary thing. People do it. That's how we get animals all the time. They have to give them up, or they think they have to give them up, or they've decided to give them up. So some places like our county shelter, they really discourage people. If they adopt out a pet and it doesn't work out, they won't take it back. They make them wait and put them on a wait list to take it back in. Whereas if that happens with the ARC, it's pretty rare now because we do 2 interviews with 2 different volunteers. So we pretty much catch, any issues that might come up. And we talk about the pregnancy thing, and if you rent, are you allowed to have this kind of pet, and is there weight, all that stuff. We talk about all that stuff with them. So it's rare we get one back, but their top priority, if one of our pets needs to come back, we take it immediately. So I don't get it. I think trying to punish people like that or teach them a lesson or hoping they'll change their mind, if you take a month to take the pet back, I think it gets dropped off or given to a less desirable home. Shirley gets all them rodents, doesn't she?
What's the point of getting a cat?
I know, Ed. I know. And I'm going the other way. I've got 2 rats over there in Floyd's cage now, and he never touches it. And those rats love that big parrot cage. They use all the levels. I spent almost $100 on them between Petco and PetSmart today. No food either, just toys and beds and not trampolines. What's that thing that you can lay in and swing back and forth?
Hammock.
Got them a hammock. Got them a big birdhouse that's straw. They can get in and tear it up. It hangs and all kinds of stuff. So never name your rats. Never name them, because I couldn't feed that one to the snake then when the snake was ready for it. But they're having a good time. They're using that cage, and Floyd's glad because he knows he's not going to be in there at all. He didn't like going in at the end. All right. Talked about everything but fish, I think. No, we did have a couple of fish questions. Look at Nico. Who said that? Mickham. Nico said we need to get some tuna going in. Kitty Girl is a rodent ninja assassination. None of the cats that live here bother mice except Tibby. So if I find one, it's usually that its leg broke or its back broke, but he doesn't kill them. He just plays with them. They go to the snakes if they get hurt. So they're 2 cats who work together for 1 mouse for sure. I don't know. All right. Thanks, panel. Appreciate you all. Stay cold. Stay out of the cold. Stay warm and stay safe, and be careful driving, all that good stuff. Pam, are you going tonight?
Yep, I am. I posted the link already.
Well, I've been busy. I'm sorry.
You might be late, Pam, because they're waiting for me to go upstairs to watch the football game.
Okay.
All right. Get on up there, Ed. Get on up there, Ed. Say Frosty.
Hey,
All right.
Dave.
Thanks, everybody. I don't know how to set. And thanks, everybody in the chat. Thank you for the link, Sam. Awesome job, as always. And thank you, members. And thanks, everybody, for participating and hanging out with us. And we hope to see you Friday with Reptiles. And we plan on doing a tribute or a memorial to, well, it's not a memorial yet. He's still with us, but with about Brian Barczyk. So good night, everybody.
All right, guys.
All right.
Night.